Good afternoon, it's Moira here. Today I wanted to talk a little about awareness and human design. So the aim of human design is how to make a decision and to live from the body and then gain awareness, and we gain awareness as we go through. And I am a 6'2", and I look at some of the much younger 6'2s who are trying to negotiate it with their minds. And I see on social media people trying to negotiate it with their minds and not come into their bodies. And I'm grateful that I found it when I was much older, because I didn't have to get my mind involved with surrendering and how I was going to live. I had already done that. And what I had was enough material behind me to look at it and to do an inquiry and to say, at this point, I just lived with joy and simplicity, and my design played out. But here and here and here, it didn't. So I basically had a map of awareness from how I had lived. And as a somatic coach, I was able to bring the feeling sense of it into my body, to feel where that lived in my body and to hold that part with awareness, so that when it comes up again, somebody's joining us, so that when it comes up again in my life, I can recognize it. Because all of our bitterness, our frustration, our disappointment and our anger live as cellular memories in the body. So when we have enough behind us, we can do an analysis, we can feel into those parts as they arise. We have a tool for coping with them as they come up again. And it's one of the reasons why I do inner child work as well, and why I value that, because we look back through what happened to us as a child. We see the patterns, we feel where those beliefs live in our bodies, and we're then able to hold them the next time they come round. And if we don't have these tools, they will come round again, and the first time they come round again, we'll remember the pattern, most likely after the event had taken place, after we were activated to behave in a way that wasn't true to ourselves. We remember it after the event. Maybe the third time we will remember it during the event, and we'll stop ourselves and turn around. Maybe after the 8th time, we'll remember before the event. We'll know how to hold our bodies in the waiting state and be able to do that before the event. So there is learning that we can do so that we deepen how we are in our experiment. Or that's how it seems to me. A lot of what is said is that we can't. We just have to wait for life to come to us again, which we do, and it will. But we can be armed. We can have tools and experience. We can feel into being dismissed when we were a child, because those hurts still live in our bodies. We can feel into the sensation of it in a somatic way, and we can feel it again and again, and we can feel it until we can live with that feeling without reacting to it at the same speed, so that we can feel into that feeling when we were the not self, because all those feelings are not comfortable feelings. Those are the uncomfortable feelings that we have. And we have an opportunity when we go back and we look at what was, to hold that in our bodies, not in our minds. This is not a mind game. This is holding it, feeling where it lives in the cells of your bodies. This is a somatic approach. And when we feel it in our bodies, we change it in a way that we can't. Our minds cannot get us there. Ra was 100% sure of that. You know, the mind cannot get us there. If it could, it would have done. If we could have done something with the mind or willpower, we would 100%, none of us have the problems. But they live in the cells of our bodies, our beliefs from childhood. And if we don't want to keep going down the same path, we have to stop and we have to go slowly. Otherwise, we will be what we've always done. We will see what we've always seen. We will just keep repeating the same patterns until we feel a great depth of despair in us because we don't want to anymore, because none of those patterns are comfortable. So if we want to do something different, we can't do the same thing. So when we go back through the body, we feel it. We start to change it. Now this isn't quick work. This is slow work to do. And that's why it takes 7 years. But we can come into a place where we understand what we're doing. We can come into that place now and live forward from it. So if that's of interest to you, sorry, subscribe. I will leave now. Subscribe and let me know in the comments.